What's going on, guys? It is Carly here bringing you day 16 of my 31 Days of Horror 2020, and we are moving right along to the year 2007 with a sequel, and that is Hostel Part 2. Now, this movie was given to me by my good friend Austin, and, he asked me if I had it beforehand because it was just one that he didn't want anymore, so, and I said I didn't have either of the Hostel movies, so he gave them both to me, but upon putting this on my shelf, I realized that I did already own this. Like, it's the exact same copy and everything, and funny enough, I think JP is actually the one who gave me that copy probably a year or two ago, and I just completely forgot all about it, and I think I forgot I had it because, obviously, I did not buy it myself. Someone had given it to me, but that's surprisingly the first time that's happened, but, it happens, but anyway, to get into the actual movie of Hostel Part 2, this, of course, is a sequel to Hostel, which I believe came out in 2005, and this one is this time following three American women who go on this trip to Rome. I believe they're college students and they're studying there. So they go on this trip to Rome and, they're kind of just hanging out, partying and stuff like that, and they happen upon this beautiful woman who is just at one of the parties, and she's on their train and everything, and she's kind of like following them, and she convinces them to, go to this hostel, and it turns out that the woman is actually involved with the same sort of scheme that was going on in the first Hostel movie, where they essentially get these people, they kidnap these people, and they bid them off and sell them and allow people to come and torture them to death. So these girls wind up in this scheme, and meanwhile you're seeing the two guys in the movie who are going to be doing the torturing. They're just two, basic white businessmen who, they're Americans as well. These girls are Americans, and they also go on this trip to be the ones to kill them. So you're seeing their story along with the girl's story, and then it all kind of comes together. This movie I have always enjoyed, honestly, a bit more than the first one, and I think it's because it's not as brutal, and it just, I don't want to say it's more lighthearted, but it's not as depressing to me as the first one is. And you guys know, I've said it before, like, I'm not a big fan of movies like this, or like Saw, or Martyrs, or any of those super over-the-top, brutal, torture-y films that just are very serious and depressing, and it's just not my favorite thing to watch. This one I, can have a good time with. I enjoy the fact that you see, like, the two guys who are planning on going and doing this, and not only that, but when you're seeing, like, the bidding of the women, you're seeing all these other basic guys who are mainly, like, business guys, and they're well off, because obviously you need to have a lot of money to be able to do this, and you're seeing them all putting their bids in. That stuff is great, because it just shows how disturbing and how people can be doing this crazy stuff behind your back, and you would have no idea that they have these urges. So I like that aspect of the film, where you're seeing kind of both sides with not only the victims, but the guys planning to do it. I really like the girls that you're following in the movie. I just enjoy them as characters. I like that it did a switch and decided to make this one about girls, where the first movie is, of course, about a group of guys who go on a trip. It's just interesting to see the turn there. I like the ending of the movie, where events sort of end up taking a big turn. It's just kind of that hell yeah type of moments, which you do get in the first one as well, but I enjoy the way this one is done a little bit better. So overall, yeah, I like this one more than the first one. I think a lot of people would disagree with that. I think, the first one is what it is. That's actually on my pile. I think I will be reviewing that on this series as well. I haven't seen it in a while, to be completely fair. Not as recent as I've seen this one. I think I just watched this one probably like a year or two ago, so that one's not as fresh in my head to really compare them, but I just think this is the one that I would go back to the most, because I find it, like I said, not to be as brutal, and the sort of, I guess, revenge aspects I enjoy a little bit more at the end, and I kind of just like the story with the girls. I like how you have the one dorky girl who sort of tags along, and you do really feel bad for her demise, because she was just such an innocent type of girl, and you know, she was just naive and did one wrong decision, and that's how she ends up. So I like all that stuff. Overall, I think it's a good movie. I think it's a decent sequel, and I give this one an 8 out of 10. So yeah, guys, that is Hostel 2, like I said, from 2007. We are moving on down here. Thank you once again for joining me for day 16 of my 31 Days of Horror, and as always, I'll see you tomorrow for day 17.